So if you're looking for an easy meal with very little cleanup, then this is really not the video for you, so just keep scrolling along. I'm going to show you though how to make the most delicious penne with homemade sauce and fried veal cutlets. And this is my grandmother's recipe. If you're a vegetarian, you can always substitute eggplant for veal or chicken, but in this recipe, I'm using fresh veal. So you start out just with some eggs and breadcrumbs, and you beat the eggs. And I add some panko breadcrumbs and some Parmesan cheese and parsley to my breadcrumb mix, just to give it some crunch and some flavor. You're going to dip the veal into your eggs on both sides, and you can use a fork. I usually use my fingers and just get really messy. It's just a little bit easier and less clumsy. You take it out of the egg and you put it right into the breadcrumb mixture that you've made, and coat both sides and pat it so that you make sure that the entire veal cutlet or piece of eggplant or chicken cutlet, whatever it is you're using, is completely coated. I have some vegetable oil warming in a pan, and that's what I use to fry up my coated veal cutlets. So you just kind of drop it into the oil, and don't be afraid of burning yourself. Just be careful. And when it's in the oil, you're just going to kind of wait and take a look. Once the edges seem to get browned, then you know that it's time to flip. So get it in there and get it going. It should sizzle a little bit when you put it into the pan. And once you see those edges start to brown, you can kind of take a peek, pick it up with your tongs, and when you see that it's brown on the other side, go ahead and flip it over and leave it in for the same amount of time. The sauce is super easy. Don't buy jarred. Just cut up some garlic, and my family likes garlic, so I put a lot in there. I use olive oil. Mix it around, and when you see it start to bubble, then keep an eye on it. I put in diced tomatoes and a can of tomato sauce. Bring it to a boil, and while you're doing this, your veal's still frying, and then you can put your pasta in. I'm making penne, so you bring your water to a boil, and then keep an eye on your sauce. At the very last minute, I add my seasoning to my sauce. Lots of salt, and I put in either parsley or basil or oregano. I scoop my pasta directly from the water when it's done, and I put it right into the sauce, and I kind of let it cook for an extra minute in that sauce.